In um, this Blender project, we're going to make this little pattern here, right? You see it, but we're going to add a new feature. And you see they have color and they're random. You see, so if I run the script every time, they're random color. And also we change the size of them, right? So that's the project to do this little pattern. So I have a new file for you. And if you go and you go to Schoology, I have this file for you. So what we want to do is I want to copy it and I'm in Blender and I want to make a new file, right? Excuse me, new, right? New. Okay. So, and I copy the code, right? And um, it just makes a cube, right? So it deletes everything like before, right? So that's really great. You see, so it deleted everything and made a cube. So this is what we started with. But I have something new here, and it's called Make Material. And this is what's going to give us the color, right? So RGB, red, green, and blue. So leave that alone, right? And we're going to do our code over here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, well, I guess I'm going to move this location down because we're going to move these blocks around. And the other thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to choose two different scales, right? So I'm going to say scale long, that's the long one. And I'm going to say 2 comma, oops, 2 comma, and I'll say, let's say point for point 2, let's say 0.2, right? So 0.2, and for the Z, I'm going to make 0.05, 0.05, yeah. And so that's the scale of the long. I'm going to copy that, right? And I'm going to make a short one too. So the short one is just a 1 here for the X. So we have a short and a long. So short. Okay. And I'm going to make this one long, right? So I'm going to say scale, what? Scale long. So if I run it, I should have uh, a nice long one, you see? So that's my long one. If I do short and I run it, I'm going to get short, scale. I forgot the S, right? Scale short. So you see, I got a short one. Okay. Well, we'll start with the long one. And then what I'm going to do is, so I'll run and see, it has a long one in there. Great. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this material. See, so I want some color. So the first thing I'm going to do over here, I'm going to say mat equals, I'm going to call this function material. See, mat material will make, watch the capitalization material, right? Open and close parentheses, right? So make material. And then what we need to do is apply it to this one. So I'm just going to go to my other code really quick and uh, just get that code, right? Is it here? Yes, it's a different one, right? So maybe two. How about this one? Yeah, so this is it. So I had to go search around for it, but so what I want to do is uh, I want to add these two lines, right? So say cube equals, and then active object, and then I add the material, you see? So the material, I add that material. So now I should have a nice color, you see? So look, it's a random color. Every time you run it, it's random, you see? So we're getting a random color here. All right. Okay. So now the next thing is, so that's the first thing, right? Let's get that going. And the next thing is to make the pattern. So let's go. I'm going to copy uh, this location, right? And I'm going to make another one. So I'm going to call this my, what should I call that? First row, or row one, right? Row one. So row one, and I'm going to need to move this to a certain location. This will be the small one, right? So scale short. See, and how much am I going to move it? Well, here's the thing, right? I need to move it half of the long and then half of the short. So you see, so half of the long, we'll put it right here, but then I need to move it half of the short. So it will be half of the long. Well, how big is the long? Well, 2 plus, and how big is the short? Well, actually, it's half, right? So 1, that's the half of the long, and point 0.5. So that's the half of the short. So you see when I put it, but it's right on it, right? So I like to also add a little bit of a gap. So point 0.1. So you see that's the gap of this is the short half of the long, half of the short, and then the gap. So if I run it, oops, wrong thing. So if I run it, I'll keep on doing that. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's still doing it. Okay, I guess I gotta go here. Okay, there it is, right? So now, of course, if I run it, there'll be different color. Oh, actually, there should be different colors. Yeah, yeah, there you go. Okay, maybe this is a little too much. I'll put 0.5, right? So 0.5. By the way, I'm going to save too. Actually, what is it? Oh, I didn't save? Oh, that's why. Oh, okay. So I'll call this one class program 2B or something, right? Forgot to save. There we go. Okay, so uh point oh 0.05. What did it do? Is it too close? Oh, 0.05. Let's see. Plus, oh, I got too many decimals here, right? Too many decimals. Uh plus point oh, oh, I wanted 0.05. So I think I got it right now. See? So look, I think I put live edit. Oh, I see. When you put live edit, every time you change your code, it updates. Sometimes that's good, but it could be frustrating too. So, okay, I'm going to go now back to the long, right? Back to the long. I'm going to make it now a long one. And oops, right here. Now, what's interesting is just double this. So the next one is just going to be double this value. So I'm just going to copy it. Look, I'm going to copy it here and I say 2 times parentheses and everything I had before. You see, look, everything I had before, and that should be a long one, right? So a long one. And look, it updated, right? Did it update? A long, I scale long, scale long. Oh yeah, so you see it updated automatically. So, okay, I'm going to do one more short, right? I'm going to do a short one. And I'm going to do 3 times this, oops, 3 times parentheses this location, right? And this should be short. I guess I have it as short, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, did it update? Yeah, it updated. Okay. So that is pretty cool. Okay. So now I'm going to do the second row, right? So this was my row 1. I'm going to copy this one and I'm going to do my second row. But yeah, so let's do the second row. So row 2, and I'm going to have to change the Y value. So the Y is zero point 0.2. So that means I have to go up at least zero point 0.2, right? So they don't overlap. So if I go to zero point 0.2, you see it's kind of flipped around, but you'll see now it's actually above it. But I do want a gap, right? So let's make it plus 0.05, just like the other one, right? You see, so now I got a nice little gap. Okay, can you finish the second row? Right? Can you finish the second row? Okay, that's your job.